So I'm so excited to announce that the Lifestyle Medicine Eats app is now available, and we will be switching over to this app on Sunday for our meal tracking. And so you're going to see that there are three different apps that are located right here on my phone. I've got the Practice Better patient portal all the way to the left, which are the two green half circles, and that is our HIPAA secure patient portal where you're going to message me back and forth. That's where we would share notes and lab results. And that's really where most of our interactions happen or occur. Next to it, you're going to see this white icon. That's the Lifestyle Medicine Main app. That's the discussion board. It allows us to watch modules, all the videos on our phone. There's recipes, there's group events. You can actually schedule appointments straight from that app. And so that is the one that we're using to interact with one another and for the core program modules. All right. The new app is the Lifestyle Medicine Eats app, and that is the new food tracking app. So we're going to take a look at it. And that app is the one all the way to the right, and it is the plant-based plate with the fork and the knife. So I'm going to click on that and open it, and you'll see just a little loading screen. And it's going to take me straight to my journal if I've already logged in before. Now, if you're new to this app and you haven't seen the discussion board posts or signed up for the app yet, then go and you need to create a new user account if you've never logged into the app. And that new user account needs to be then accepted by me on the back end. So that way, only people in the group or in lifestyle medicine main programs can actually see our posts. And so you might sign up for the new app and see this screen that says, hey, message lifestyle medicine main to activate your profile. And I'm going to keep a really close eye on it this week that it launches. So that way people who are part of the program, I can just add you. But typically what you're going to see is you're going to see a login screen. You're going to create a new user account if you're new. And then give me 5 or 10 minutes or send me a message and I will activate your account and you'll have to log in, sign in one final time, and then it should keep you signed in and load you right to this screen. Okay. Oof. Let's talk about the journal page. So every day we start with a clean slate. And so you'll notice that it's Saturday, August 17th. This is our launching week. It's so exciting. And I haven't added any meals yet today. So let's explore the screens first, and then we'll add a meal. So I'm on my journal page, and you're going to see something that says, my goal this week, right here. My goal is to improve my health through weekly food challenges. I can hit that little pencil icon and it's going to pop up with my goal and I can edit that each week. So I can select this here. I can get rid of my whole goal and I can type in a new one. Okay. Once I've typed in a new goal, I'm just going to hit save changes and it will populate right there. But we didn't change it, so it looks the same. Okay. I'm still on the journal page and I'm going to notice up at the top here, there's toggles. There's today's meals and then there's view progress. And if I tap back and forth, I'm going to stay on that journal page and I'm going to see that there are two different options on that journal page. And I'm just tapping these little boxes right here. Now, this is my progress. These are my consistency scores. So when I add a meal, I'm going to answer questions about that meal, and it's going to give me a consistency score based on how many items I've added on that plant-based plate. I'm also going to have the ability to add weights to the app and to see my trend over time. Let's do that right now. So do you see this weight icon, that scale icon? I'm going to tap this icon and I'm going to add a weight and I can make it as specific as I want it to be. It's in pounds and I'm just going to hit save. And oh, look, I have a dot. So that dot is showing up. And say I typed in the wrong number. I just didn't get the weight right. I can go to that pencil icon right here on the weight trend. I can click that and it's going to bring me to my weight history. So if I had a couple different weights that I've entered in the past, I'm going to see an entire list of my trends. So I can see it that way as well. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit that weight. And maybe I was 121, not 120. And I'm going to enter that. And I need my keyboard to go down. So I need to click anywhere on the screen that isn't, um, that's just blank space. I'm gonna click that, it's gonna go away. And I'm gonna say, okay, I'm either gonna save and update this weight with the new one that I typed in, or I can delete it altogether by hitting that red button. But I'm just gonna save and update it. All right, and let's go back to that screen. All right, I'm still on my journal page. I'm on my progress. And if I keep scrolling down, I'm going to notice how consistently am I having meals or taking photos of plates that have non-starchy veggies, leafy greens, whole grains. So intact whole grains are starchy vegetables, plant protein sources, healthy fats, and then I'm going to start to look at, oh, am I adding significant amount, like significant sources of saturated fats to my meals? And how often am I doing that? Am I adding liquid calories to my diet and that being a source of where I'm gaining weight? And am I using any artificial sweeteners? Just because sometimes those can increase our cravings for sweet foods. Sometimes this can alter our palate and the foods that we find pleasure with. Okay, so those are my consistency scores. I'm going to go back to today's meal and let's add our first meal. So there's a plus button on the bottom in the middle here of the app, and we are going to press that plus button and it's going to bring up an add meal screen. So I can see that I can tap here to add a meal photo, this box right here. So I'm going to tap this and I'm going to add a photo. Give me a second. Okay, so I've added my photo from my camera or my gallery. And my gallery would be my photos on my phone. And I'm going to say, what is this? I'm going to hit, do you see this little microphone here? I don't want to bother typing it all out. So I'm just going to hit the microphone. Peach. Oh, it took my microphone that I said. That's too funny. Okay, and I have a peach. And then I'm going to tap anywhere on the white space to get the keyboard to go away. Okay, perfect. So now I can see all the check boxes. So what do I see on this plate? That's the question. Right now I see a fruit and I don't see any checkbox for that fruit. So we're going to pretend that this photo also has a vegetable in it. Okay, it doesn't, right? Um, but we're going to pretend that there's a non-starchy vegetable here. I'm just going to click one so that way we can see the meal scores. And then it's going to ask me, do I see a significant source of saturated fat? Here's where those significant sources generally come from. And it's not an all-inclusive list, but these are like the common things that we tend to see in group members. And then it's going to say, do I have any liquid calories? Am I drinking anything besides water or black coffee or tea? And I can click these boxes. Now, this set of boxes right here is private. Nobody else is going to see that except for you. And that way we can keep in terms of like our alcohol consumption or soda consumption, those things tend to be really polarizing. People tend to feel really strongly one way or another. And so when you answer these last four boxes right there, those are private. Nobody's going to know about that. That's just something that you can keep track of. All right, I'm going to add a meal. Now, if I hadn't checked any of those boxes, this meal score, that number on my photo would have been 0. But because we typed in that there is a non-starchy vegetable there, we have a 1 for a meal score. Now, the most that we can get for a meal score is 5. And that would be, okay, we have one element of everything that would be on the plant-based plate. Now, oh, I checked that box. I don't actually have a non-starchy vegetable there. How do I fix it? Maybe I need to put it at a different time or at a different date because I'm adding a meal photo that I took, but I didn't add it to the app originally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on that meal photo Perfect. And I'm going to see that I can either use the trash can to delete the photo, or I can edit that meal. So I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to notice here that, okay, I can change the date or time. I'm going to keep it for today, but I'm going to say maybe it was at 6 a.m. Perfect. I can edit my meal description if I want to, but I'm going to go back down and say, oh, I know none of these things were really present. And I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to save my changes. All right, so now I have my meal score of 0, and I'm going to go back. Okay, and you'll notice it now says that it's 6 a.m. that I had it. So there's that date and time. So that is my journal. I've got today's meals, I've got my view progress, and these are the tab bars at the top, right? And I can see just what I'm eating that day. But say I want to see all of my meals. What did I eat this past week or this past month? I'm going to click on the bottom here. Do you see the second one to the left is the calendar? I'm going to click the calendar right there. And do you see how it turns black? And that's how I know what page I'm in. All right, so I can see here that I have my peach today. Yesterday, I only added one photo, and I can see my meal scores on every photo here. Perfect. And if I'm going through and, oh, I know that some of these, maybe I didn't click the right boxes here and I want to edit it, at any point on these screens, I can always click on that photo. And if it's a photo that I added and took, then I'll always have the option to delete or edit it. Perfect. I'm going to go back there. Now, the next screen is that group icon. And I'm going to click it here. It's going to turn black. And okay, now I have all of my members. Now, when you join, what you're going to notice is that not only are you going to be able to add a profile photo, which we'll talk about, but you're also going to, once I update it on the back end, have a little member banner. So some people are group facilitators. Some people are members, like group members. Some people are going to be independent participants. So people who are doing the self-guided program. And what we're going to notice is that if we're in the group, we have the ability to comment and like on things. Do you see how I have that little comment box? So I can say, let me look at this. I can comment on someone's photo and I can say, this looks yummy. And I can hit send, and I'm going to exit this. And now I can see that that meal has one comment. And if I want to see my comment, I'm just going to click on that photo, and okay, look, I see it. I can see that it shows up there. Now I'm going to go back to this group page. Okay, so if I'm part of the group, I can like and comment. Okay, but if I go and I scroll, I'm sure I'm going to be able to find somebody who's not part of the group here. Keep scrolling. Sorry, give me just a minute. All right. So if I come by somebody who's not in the group, who's a self-guided member, what I'm going to notice is that, there's no way to like comment on this photo. I can like it, but I can't comment. And that's because only group members can comment and be commented on. So only group members can interact with one another. And so because someone who is independent or self-guided in this program, because they can't comment back to you, we can't comment on them. And so that's something that's really easy for me to adjust in the program on the back end. But just so that we can know why is that comment icon sometimes missing? Okay, let's go back to the top. I'm just scrolling all the way up. All right, so we see George here. Now, I'm curious at how George is doing. I want to see his meals. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on George's profile photo, right? And there we are. And what'll happen is that I'm going to notice that the navigation bar on the bottom is gone because I'm in somebody else's journal. And it's going to tell me whose journal I'm in at the very top here. We're exploring George K's journal. And I can see his weekly goal this week, and I can see any meals that he's added today. And I'm in his today's meals. I'm going to go to his view progress, and I can see his consistency. but I cannot see his weight and I cannot see his liquid calories. So I'm going to see how often is he eating non-starchy vegetables, leafy greens, intact whole grains, plant protein sources, healthy fats, significant saturated fats, and artificial sweeteners, right? But I do not see alcohol. I don't see his liquid calories or his soda, and I do not see his weights. And so these are the things that are visible to other group members. I'm going to go back here to his today's meals. I'm still on his journal and I am going to explore his meal history. I want to see his calendar. What has he been eating? And look, I can see all the meals that he's added and his meal scores, and I can scroll back through and take a look at all of those. And again, if I want to comment or like any of these photos, all I have to do is tap on one of them and I can see that I can like or comment. Now I can edit them because I'm I'm the main facilitator here, but you won't see those edit boxes if it's not a photo or a meal that you've added. Okay, I'm going to go back through here. Now, this is really important. Sometimes people join the program and they're still eating a lot of hyperpalatable foods or foods that we might find triggering. Say someone's having a really hard time and they're having chips or ice cream like every single day. And when I see those images, it really makes me want those things. It's a cue that I need to go now have, this craving feeling. And then I'm now having trouble being consistent because I'm seeing, all of those photos. We don't want that to happen. And so there is a function on everybody's, when we go into everybody's profile. So if I click on somebody in the group and I enter their journal, at the bottom of their journal, you're going to see a block user button. Now, I'm going to block George. When I block George, he has no clue. He can't see me anymore. I won't see him anymore. And he does not get an alert. So he's going to be none the wiser that I'm blocking him. So I'm going to block him here. Okay. So user blocked. Now, when I go back to I just hit the back button. So I'm on the group meals page. George isn't going to show up anymore. All right. Say I give George some time. He's done with his, daily ice cream or chips. I want to unblock him. Or I want to see, how many people have I blocked? What I'm going to do is up in the top navigation here, you're going to see what we call a pancake menu, which is all the way to the left, there are three little lines. I'm going to click those three little lines all the way to the left, and it's going to bring me to my account. I'm going to see my profile photo. I'm going to see my name, and I'm going to go to settings. And in the settings here, there is a spot where it says manage block users. I'm going to click on manage block users and I'm going to see George because I blocked him. And all I have to do is toggle this off and he disappears. And now I can see him and he can see me again. And so it's that easy. And just know that like nobody's getting an alert. Feel free to play around with this as much as you would like. And we can always go through and block or unblock users as we need to. All right. So I'm going back here. I was in the member meals page, and this is the fun part where we can really just scroll through and chat and look at what people are eating. And the last menu here is my info page. So I'm going to click on info and oh, say I'm having trouble remembering like what counts as a non-starchy vegetable or what does a serving look like. I can actually just click on that and it's going to talk to me about what counts as a non-starchy vegetable, what am I aiming for in this program, and it's going to give me a little bit more information. So I'm going to go back here. And the last thing that we need to talk about is alerts. So next to the scale icon here, there is a little bell with a number, and I'm going to click on that bell. And what I'm going to see is all of the different people who have liked or commented on my meals. And so I'm going to scroll here and it says Kim K, where is it? Commented on your meal. If I click on that, it's going to bring me to the meal that they commented on. Okay. So that way I can see and I can always reply back to them. Okay. There we are. So going back to the journal here, that is the new Lifestyle Medicine Eats app. It's available on iOS and Google Play. Make sure to download it and to sign up as a new user the first time that you log in. And we'll be transitioning to this on Sunday. And I'm so excited for all of us to start to use it. Let me know if you have any comments, concerns, if you run into any snags, and I will set you up. All right.